Welcome back to my channel. The tea. Lemon tea. June review of the books that I have listened to on Audible. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People was like updated by one of his sons, and I like the fact how he popped in every now and then, the son, and he was like, I never knew how great my dad was until I was a lot more older. And because in his point of view, he just always saw him wearing like shorts and stuff around the house, just him being a dad, so he doesn't know any concept. But it was later on in life he realized how good of a dad he was. The things I love about it was how he spoke to his kids. It was like, you either make a deposit or a withdraw every time you deal with your kids, because kids are like little people about to be adults. And I like how he's like, oh, if your kids want responsibility, give them responsibility. There were some few other bits in it that I enjoyed, but those ones that stood out for me the most. If I could go back in time, I would probably get the younger version of myself to read that, because it's a lot of everything in that, so I highly recommend it. So if I have kids one day when they're in like their 20s, I would give them that book. The next one, Give or Take, I kind of liked it, kind of not. Like, it was okay. The more you give, you can either be at the bottom of a hierarchy or the top of the hierarchy. Business karma. So if you help other people, one day that will come back to you, but you're not supposed to have expectations, because you just gotta let people be people. If it does come back to you, it's better for you. So it kind of talks in more so have an abundant mindset, because if you help other people, some of them may take advantage, but for the other people who are generally like grateful for all the help you give them, they will repay it back. They may not necessarily, you know, pay back themselves, but you can be recommended, or you can be mentioned through other people in business because you help them out. And if they can't specifically help you, they will find someone else that is looking for your services, and you're the first one they recommend. So that one I really enjoyed. The next one is Never Split the Difference. So I was recommended this on like TikTok. I enjoyed it for the fact that it talks about no deal is better than a bad deal, and it talks about different ways how you're basically making deals every single of the day. You just got to be clever about it, and you got to be like, how do you want me to do it, rather than you tell me what to do. I really enjoyed it for the aspect, but overall I didn't really enjoy it that much, but I still like the little nuggets that it came in, so I recommend that book. Not my favorite. I mean, it's okay, I liked it. It had like a lot of good quotes in it. One of the quotes that I really liked, it's because my name Adelina means noble, so there was one part that he probably got from somewhere else, and one of the quotes was, there is no nobility in being superior to your fellow man. The true nobility is being superior to your former self. So it's more so talking in that book is like, think about the positives, not the negatives. There will always be negatives, so you just gotta focus on the positive, and kind of think of life as just like, even though you're not 100% satisfied, be grateful for everything you have, because that is where the gap is, and the gain is just gratitude. Just to break it down quicker. So if you are in life and you're like, why am I not being happy? Like, why am I not getting the things like I deserve and all that stuff? So that can be a really good mindset if you want that. So that could be good for you. Is Thinking in Systems. So this book was recommended from Becca Bloom, I believe. I'm not too sure. She was like a TikTok person, and I thought, okay, I'll have a listen to it, and I can understand why she found it to be very important, but for me, I found it to be, they used a lot of analogies of like investments and stocks and worldly events to tie into human emotions. When it comes to these types of books, I find that you have to listen to it a couple of times to fully register in your head, and I only listened to it once because I wasn't as invested, but I'm sure go back into it the second time it would make a lot more sense. But going to it, I was like not the biggest fan. Like, this is like the perfect book for people who are like into stocks wanting to learn about human emotions. That's how I see it. But you know, it may gravitate to you, it didn't really gravitate to me, so it's up to you. Is the Millionaire Master Plan. So it talks about how people make money in different industries. Again, this is another book that I have to listen to it twice to fully understand what's going on. But basically it says find your passions. The part that stood out to me the most is like, if you're doing business, don't worry about business, you know, making profit. Worry about like paying yourself, which makes a lot of sense, because why are you working so hard to keep that business alive when it's not even paying you? And I was like, you know, that makes a lot of sense. And he was like, once you save $100 a month, then you can work on $200 a month. And then so on and so forth with each and every month until you get to 1,000 and to 1,000,000. I found that actually very interesting, because it's just like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much growth your business makes. If you're not paying yourself, it's not going anywhere, is it? And I was like, I didn't really think of that. Because I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense now, because it's just like, you work so hard to make a business and you're not even like paying yourself. And that just makes a lot of sense, because it's just like, if you're not paying yourself, then basically your business is not good, is it? So I was like, okay. Lords of Easy Money. So this book, I won't say I enjoyed it, but I became aware of it. This book focuses more so on the American banking system and how it works. And because I'm from Australia, it's like, it's not as irrelevant, but because Australia and the US is kind of close, whatever they do, we kind of copy. So in that aspect, it is good to like understand like, where's all this money coming from, how does that system work, and what is happening. It really is a bunch of like people in a boardroom saying, oh, this, you know, stock is down, we need to lift this by cutting that price, and that will create inflation, and that will make the stock prices drop. And he was talking a little bit about like economics, where like the inflation with like cars, someone really likes a car, there's only a limited amount of it and people want it, so they create more cars of it, and then it becomes saturated. And now because there's so many of them, you know, the hype is dead, so there's so many cars now, but they need to make their money back, so they cut the prices of the car, which also takes away the value of the car, and that makes it no longer valuable. Lords of Easy Money was a little bit boring at times. It did make me, won't say angry, but it definitely made me feel like, oh, it really is just a game, isn't it? It really is like there's like a few people in the world dictating people's lives and how, where money goes and everything, and how like only a few people at the top determine the value of a dollar. Eye-opening, but also kind of scary, but also not surprising. It also talks a little bit towards the end about like 2020 and Trump bills, which will probably be relevant by the time like I'm talking about it now. That's the thing with like money, like books, it's just like by the time it comes out it's already relevant. Those were my June books. I have to admit they weren't my favorite as in like I didn't find it as interesting, but I still enjoyed it. Like if you like those books, let me know. But for me, I just found them kind of like, they're alright, like can't complain. So hope you have a lovely day, drink tea, and peace out.